Hey Middlesex, my name is William McCarthy, and I hope you are all okay, safe and healthy wherever you are in the world. If you know the saying from that song, you only know you love her when you let her go, those are the feelings I'm having right now about Middlesex, and I'm sure you all are too. I'd do anything to be back on campus right now. Also, I'm really sorry, seniors, as I know you guys are hit the hardest by this. The situation is not exactly ideal, as I would love to be speaking in front of you all today, but we have to adapt and overcome. So I'm here today because I want to lead us as our school president next year. Specifically, I want to share with you all my thoughts on how, come next September, we can come back as the same strong community we've always been and regroup together as we hit the ground running. In past experiences trying to make a change, I've seen goals become like a diet. At first, you're psyched to do it and give it your all for a few days, and a week if you're lucky. But over time, interest naturally fades as it gets put on the back burner. I even tried to go on a plant-based diet with my sister. And needless to say, I made it a day eating salads and cauliflower until, on the second, I was eating a bacon, egg, and cheese on the way to school. I share that with you because I know how hard it is to stay determined and motivated with something. However, it was evident that this diet just wasn't for me. So instead, I tried eating less red meat, less fried foods, and less ice cream. This one is going a lot better. And I came to realize that it was because I struck a realistic compromise with myself. So, as a student body, although it is sad, it is unrealistic for us to wish to recreate the times that we're going to miss this spring. Rather than long for what's lost, I'm going to try, notice how I said try because it is not easy, to focus on how to improve our future. And given this platform as your president, I know I can work to make Middlesex the best it can be for us. One of my favorite plans to unite us next year is to have a Friday Night Lights game each season. For example, in the fall, doing football and girls soccer. In the winter, doing girls hockey and boys basketball. And in the spring, doing girls and boys lacrosse. We will rotate these teams each season so it will be fair. These events will have music, concession stands, and other fun activities such as can jam, spike ball, and cornhole. This will be an extremely fun environment to compete in, and fan turnout, which is a common problem I've been hearing about, will be substantially higher, as it would be the only event on Friday night, so there's no other games competing for spectator attention. Study hours will be modified slightly, but if we only do this once a season, I'm very optimistic that I can work with the deans to adjust them accordingly, as well as coordinate with Mr. Risley to plan the games. Not only would it be a great turnout and great fun, it will give clubs 3 prime opportunities a year for larger events, such as hosting activities and fundraisers, as I hope a majority of the school would show up for their classmates. Also, I feel like our bubble feeds off of each other's stress sometimes and becomes one big stress ball. I would say the prime feeder into this is always being scheduled. Try to lift some of this burden from our shoulders and grant us a little more independence, I propose that we extend the check-in time on Saturday afternoon for boarders. Whether it's wanting to go out with family after a game or just hanging on campus, I believe that these activities should not be restricted to ending at 5:30. Specifically for boarders, seeing family is a valuable time and should not be cut short. Also on the schedule note, I think that upperclassmen day students should be allowed to go into town every day for lunch, as long as he or she has at least one free block before or after lunch. I don't predict that upperclassmen will every day will leave for lunch if this is implemented, but I do believe that having the option to leave will grant them freedom and sanity. We should be able to correctly judge whether or not we have enough time to get food, eat, and make it back for our class. And if we can't, then that's on us and we will learn. Now, Saturday classes. Yes, they are seemingly impossible to get rid of, but that doesn't mean that we can't modify them and compromise, like my diet. At the beginning of my sophomore year, I met with Miss Giles to discuss Saturday classes, and we found it hard to navigate around the 4-time meeting electives. Then, I started to work with Miss McNall and some sample student schedules, and the solution became a little more feasible. One way is to do no assessments on 2 out of the 4 Saturdays per month. That way, electives don't feel the burden of having to force assessments during the week, while students get 2 less stressed Friday nights. Another is to do no assessments in 2 of the 4 blocks on Saturday, such as A and H. Although these ideas still do need more work, not only will they grant us more free, unstressed time, they will allow us to feel a little more like an actual kid, something that I think that we all need a little more of. Another idea is to modify the dining hall hours and push them either through study hours as a study space or open it an hour after study hours as a hangout space. I know that it is a common study spot in the morning, and I foresee it being a great space to come together as a school in. The Flick staff wouldn't have to work anymore, of course, and we would just open the back section with some other foods for students to come eat and hang out. Being voted school president, I would have the platform to push these ideas and try my hardest to make them a reality. I am very eager and optimistic for this challenge of not letting student and faculty wishes fit the diet trend. I know Middlesex is already an incredible place, but if we want to enhance our lives at school, we can't just do it for a week or two. The diet's only going to work if we keep at it, and I am confident that under my leadership, we will stay determined and make them a reality. Again, I'm really missing you guys and can't wait till I can see you again. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you stay safe.